anytime there's a Teen Titans Go clip being advertised or showcased, it's the most watched they have. It's one of the most watched clips that they have. And I can understand the frustration because, I can understand the frustration because when you look at that from a viewer perspective, it's like, when is enough enough? Now, Cyberspark, Cyberspark did point out that one of the good things about Cartoon Network right now is a lot of the shows that are mega hits on there are coming to an end, and even though that's kind of sad for people that are fans of these shows, it's a good thing because you don't want to oversaturate them. You don't want to overexpose them to the point that they become another SpongeBob. And that's another comparison I think a lot of people make. Teen Titans Go, even though they haven't been on as long as SpongeBob, have basically become the Cartoon Network equivalent of Nickelodeon. They've become the Cartoon Network equivalent of SpongeBob. You know, a lot of people say that that Nickelodeon and Nicktoons have become essentially the SpongeBob network. That's the same. People see it the same way with Teen Titans Go. They feel that Cartoon Network has become the Teen Titans Go network for as many times as the show gets shown. So, you know, so the question is, how do they fix this? How does someone like Christine Miller fix this? And I think when you do a background check on Christine Miller, and I did one, I kind of looked at the background that she had before becoming in charge of Cartoon Network programming. I saw that her job before this was part of the digital team at the NBA digital team, basically doing the digital works and stuff like that, promotional stuff, I believe, for the NBA and NBA on TNT and stuff like that. So she did that before she came over to Cartoon Network. But here's the biggest clue. One of the other jobs she had was before, I think, even the NBA deal, was her job as Senior Vice President of Hit Entertainment. Hit Entertainment, which is home to these shows, and I think this may surprise you as to why shows like Teen Titans Go is being focused on primarily the most. She was Senior Vice President of Hit Entertainment, which was home to The Wiggles, Thomas the Tank Engine, Barney, Bob the Builder, just to name a few. So that might clue you in as to where her mindset, as far as a network aimed at kids, originally and primarily aimed at kids, where her mindset might be. She sees something like Teen Titans Go, and she's like, let's focus on that. Let that be our primary focus, our primary show that we focused on, because that'll distract the young minds for about an hour or so, or 2 hours, while the parents do other things, while the parents cook dinner, or the parents do this or that. So you might want to consider, in my opinion, that maybe her past experience at Hit Entertainment has influenced her decision to go in certain directions. Now you may not like that Now you may not like that opinion of mine, but I look at it along the lines of, if you're going to bring someone like her in, and she has a background like this, you got to be prepared for whatever she has in mind. And I do apologize for the distractions. People around here like to wake up early and work on stuff. Anyway, one of the things I think Cyberspark talked about and touched upon was the fact that Christine Miller, along with her team, was now primarily focusing on the digitalness, the streaming portion for Cartoon Network and Boomerang. And one thing I think Cyberspark said was, that's a good thing. And it is. It is primarily a good thing because nowadays a lot of people, a lot of the programming that people, a lot of the watching that people do is through streaming, whether it's through Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, HBO Go, CBS, you name it. She's realized that that's probably the best solution. This is why we have the Boomerang app. She realizes, well, we need a home primarily for what founded Boomerang and made Boomerang what it is. Let's go in this direction. Let's create the Boomerang app that continues that tradition, but it's more on the go. So let's say you're traveling, Evelyn, and you want to keep your kids busy, or you're on an airplane and you want to keep yourself occupied or whatever, just watch Boomerang. There you go. Yeah, it's got a fee for about $5 a month, and that's not bad, but look what you get. So that's pretty good. The only bad thing about it is so far they have not added the app to any of the devices like PlayStation 4, Roku, smart TVs, Xbox One, or even the Switch. Hopefully that happens in time, because why would they have a button on the app that lets you cast it to TV if they don't have that yet? That's what I'm hoping they fix in the near future, because it'd be nice to watch some Boomerang stuff on television again. Not saying that you can't do that, because they have other options for that anyway, but what I'm saying is it would be nice to do that. But I get where some people might feel she's becoming more primarily focused on stuff like that. Well, again, you got to realize one of the things she did before was part of the digital part for the NBA. So there's your answer there. She's pretty much, when you think about it, someone in her position, and I'm not defending her or anything, but someone in her position has a lot on their plate. So they got a lot of decisions to make. So even if she was to hear viewers like me and you out, fans and viewers like me and you out about what's wrong with the network and what she and her team need to do to fix it, she may listen and take it to heart and make a note of it down the line, and make a note of it to take care of it down the line. But it doesn't mean she's automatically going to fix it. You know, she's bringing in people that grew up on the original Cartoon Network, grew up on some of the original programming of the network, and she's bringing them in to try to bring back, I think, that originality. But again, I can understand the frustration people have. I really do, because when you look at Cartoon Network and you look at Boomerang, it's like you ask what happened. I mean, when I heard, one thing that Cyberspark brought up was the whole situation when Cartoon Network started to do the live action shows. It's like, what's this about? Because at that time, a lot of animated programming, even Toon Disney, before it became Disney XD, Toon Disney was slowly going the live action route. They started to bring in some live action programming from the Disney Channel to be on Toon Disney. It's like, what is this about? What's going on? So it was like something wasn't clicking, and I could understand the fears that people had about these live action programs, because it's like, why is Cartoon Network doing this? Are they slowly trying to phase out Cartoon Network and make it something else? You know, I can understand the fear. But thankfully, the people in charge of Cartoon Network realized, you know what, that's not what this is about. It's called Cartoon Network. It's not called the Cartoon Live Network or the Live Toon Network or whatever it's called. It's cartoons, and these are not cartoons. So, and I think Cyberspark brought up the point that they were slowly falling into the trend that that Disney had Disney XD when it was Toon Disney, and Nickelodeon along with Nicktoons were slowly falling into as well. They were trying to follow that trend, which wasn't a good idea. But again, I can understand the frustration. I really do. And here's hoping things work out in the end. And in closing, like I said, here's hoping things work out in the end, and hopefully things will work out to where Boomerang becomes what it once was, what made it originally what it was, and here's hoping Cartoon Network finds a steady balance that everybody can, everybody can agree upon is probably the best solution for it. So, and we're not just talking on a national basis, but a worldwide basis, because I'm definitely sure about this. The Boomerangs and the Cartoon Networks around the world, they don't always have the same programming. Let's not forget that. Boomerang in Australia and other parts have shows like My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is one of the primary shows. So, hopefully from a Western standpoint, a national standpoint, a United States America standpoint, things will work out. A North American standpoint, things will work out. And again, Cartoon Network will get a steady balance, and Boomerang will go back to what it was. Here's hoping, but we'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. I know this video went as long as what Saber Sparks did, but this is just my response to him. Let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to you later.